Welcome to the T-Pac Arcade. Today's game is Binary Land for the Nintendo Famicom. In this 1985 maze game from Hudson Soft, two cute little penguins are in love, and it's your job to thwart the forces of evil to reunite them. And by the forces of evil, I mean spiders, naturally. Binary Land is a series of 99 single-screen mazes, where the goal is to maneuver both penguins from the bottom to the top so they meet perfectly centered on the caged heart. Simple enough, but what makes things tricky is that you control both penguins simultaneously. Whichever one you choose at the title screen moves normally with the D-pad, while the other has mirrored movement for left and right. Sound disorienting? It is. But you adapt pretty quickly to monitoring both halves of the maze and countering your own actions as you make your way up. They say the two halves of the brain have their own functions, so this game just takes advantage of that, by making your left brain a pink penguin and your right brain a green penguin. Now, if only mirrored maze maneuvering was your only concern. But no, these mazes are filled with spiders, webs, birds, and sentient tongues of fire. Spiders and flames kill you on contact, and the webs trap you in place. Luckily, your penguins have a beam attack to free each other from webs and destroy the spiders. It doesn't work on the fire dudes though, so make sure both halves of your penguin brain know to waddle away from them no matter what. Birds are nice enough not to kill you on contact, but they do cause your penguins to switch places. Sometimes this actually helps you narrowly avoid death, since your penguins have a brief window of immunity during the swap, but mostly it's just plain disorienting. But speaking of immunity, a penguin can't actually be killed by spiders or flames while it's stuck in a web, so sometimes the best strategy, as backward as it may sound, is to deliberately get one penguin trapped when their half of the screen is particularly chaotic, then focus on navigating the other one to clear enemies before rescuing them. That way you only have to engage half of your penguin brain, which is ideal for me, since I already have enough trouble engaging any fraction of my brain. But make sure never to get both penguins stuck in webs at the same time, or it's lights out. That being said, the enemies and hazards aren't always the trickiest part of Binary Land. Sometimes it's just trying to line up both penguins to meet perfectly centered on the heart. See, if one passes across it without the other lined up exactly opposite, you don't win. All you have to do to fix this if the top of the maze is open is just to push both penguins against the far sides of the wall till they're the same number of spaces away. But if that's not the case, you've got to nudge one penguin against corners till the other is mirrored vertically. It takes some clever positioning skills. If only my brain was clever, but alas, it is but two halves of a pixel penguin pair. There is an ultimate strategy here though, and that's snagging the whale card item whenever it shows up. See, temporary bonuses appear briefly on the playfield in every level, and while most of them are just extra points, the whale card gives your penguins super speed and invincibility. So you can just plow your way through the maze recklessly, squishing spiders and extinguishing flames till you reach the heart. I always felt a little cheap clearing stages this way, but it's way too much fun to resist sometimes. And I'd even argue that it's necessary on occasion, especially since every level has a timer, and if you don't finish before time runs out, you automatically lose. Also because the enemies speed up over time, so it's only fair that you can too. The most novel aspect of Binary Land, aside from the whole mirrored controls thing, is the bonus stages. Here, the goal is to collect all the hearts and save your better half before time runs out. The only tangible penalty for failing here is missing out on a hefty point bonus, but the real hit is to your pride, as you see two sad little penguin sprites bemoaning the loss of their love. And their new high score. And speaking of penguin sprites, the graphics in Binary Land are about as adorable as it gets. Hudson really knows their way around appealing 8-bit design, and that's on full display here. The perfectly simple block layouts, the waddlin' and smoochin' penguin animations, and of course, the irresistibly cute flame dudes with their little dot eyes. The sound design is admittedly much weaker than the visuals, considering there's only one background chiptune, but the fact that I never got sick of it even after 99 levels is proof that that's not much of a problem. I do wish your penguin beam had some kind of laser sound effect though, that would be neat. As far as challenge level goes, every stage here is manageable enough with a few attempts, especially since you can usually rely on whale cards if things get too hectic, but the default 3 lives just isn't enough to tackle all 99 stages. There's a silver lining though. Holding A, B, and start on the title screen lets you continue from the last stage after a game over. Of course, I didn't learn this until level 89, but I'd been using save states up until that point, so it was functionally the same. That being said, the continue code is my favorite part of the game now. But if I could change one thing here, I might rethink the bonus stages. The amount of hearts to collect varies so much that some are a breeze while others are downright impossible to finish on time. It's forgivable, considering these are just bonus stages, but a little unbalanced. Overall, Binary Land is a masterpiece of 80s game design. Considering how unique, adorable, and addictive it is, I can't believe it's not more well known. Now excuse me while I rewire my brain from two mirrored penguin halves back to one stupid T-Pac whole.